There we are. All right, cool. Yeah, that's how we do it. Welcome in. A little live on YouTube action. Oh, man. So that is Finding Faith. And I want to thank everybody for jumping in. I'm going to get the TikTok going here because I got sidetracked doing the thing. But yeah, so Finding Faith, episode 15 of Overthinking Everything, Deconstructing a Culture of Cultism. Give me just one sec. There we go. And manage the chat. See, it's all coming together. Don't you love how it all comes together? So, thank you. Whoa, that's not what I want. Yeah, man. Yeah. Turn that down. Yeah, that's what it is. Ringtone was up. I didn't want any of that up. Welcome. Hello. I'm Josh Brandon. This is Overthinking Everything, post-show Q&A. If you're joining me on TikTok, it's at Josh Brandon VO 2.0. As you know, Josh Brandon Media on the YouTubes. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, everyone who wants to jump in and see what all the fuss is about. So episode 15 tonight, Finding Faith. We talked about my journey through deconstruction, my journey through religion. Really excited about next week because I get to talk about other religions too. I get to talk about things like Taoism and Buddhism and Christianity and Islam and all kinds of different things that I've learned about over the years that are just all about, we're all the same, ultimately. That's what I believe anyway. My opinion, make it yours. So that's the fun. And so every Monday night I come in here after the show comes on and do a little Q&A session. If you have any questions about the show or, what the show was, feel free. Hey, Marley, how are you? Marley's one of my TikToker followers over on the TikTok chat, which is right here, YouTube and TikTok. Yeah, that's what we do. How do I feel about the southern border? I mean, honestly, like, I like Chattanooga a lot. I mean, Chattanooga is a good city. But with some of the ugliness and the conservative type, like extremist rhetoric that we see down in Georgia, Chattanooga on the southern border of Tennessee is a very progressive hub, like the city is, surrounded, much like Knoxville. Knoxville itself is very progressive. But the farther south you go, the more you kind of veer into some of those sort of degenerates, like the Marjorie Schrader Green type constituents. Those are the kind of people we love to build a wall for. But we can't. That's just not nice. You know what I mean? You can't do that. It's inhumane and sort of classist. But either way, yeah, I realize that Tennessee is its own shit show of conservative ugliness, but I think that that the southern border can be protected from states like Mississippi and Alabama, Georgia. Any other questions? It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it does take some. One of my followers, Nitwit, which is not. It's different spelling. I assure you. I mean, explain for context for YouTube. It does take some focus, But I try to craft it as sort of audiobook-ish, because I know a lot of people that listen to podcasts, but podcasts range anywhere from, I do a lot of podcast work like as a voice actor. I'm playing this part. I'm a doctor in this thing, and I'm a alien in this thing, and I'm a map in this thing. It's all kinds of different stuff. But like, as far as podcasts go, do you have an interview podcast? Do you have a how-to podcast? You have yeah, what is it? So I just try to craft it as, as broad a scope as the subject matter is. I try to craft it almost like compelling audiobook, easy to listen to, I hope. I don't know. Oh, what's up? What's up? Lucas. How is everybody? Lucas, another one of my followers on the Talk of Ticks. So I'm glad to be here. Hope everybody's having a good week, man. I hope you're just like vibing in a good, chill way, Like I started doing these episodes and they're really heavy. The last 5 episodes, honestly, have been some of the heaviest content that I've been doing. It's like calling out hypocrisy, but I'm not calling out yours. I'm calling out all of our hypocrisies, and talking about that stuff on that level, man. I get it. It's like, it's hard to consume, I guess, in some levels. You know what I mean? Like if you're constantly listening to something, and these last 5 episodes have really been like the 4-part series, Selling Our Souls. This episode, Finding Faith, and then the next episode's going to be. But the next episode, I don't think is really kind of as judgy. Sometimes I listen to it and I'm like, "Oh, you're a dick," but the next episode really is just about all the religions, that the major ones, and just kind of comparing some of the doctrine. I mean, a lot of my culture is about putting down people that are different. So it's good to explain how we're so similar. I can't do a radio style podcast. I'm so visual, it drives me nuts. Yeah. So the thing is, like, you might be better served. That's why I do a video version, first of all. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've got bigger plans, but resources are what they are. I'm like, okay, well, my laptop can handle this, but if I add too many graphics, that promo I did for my YouTube channel, that was, God, that was so much. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a lot of work to get that like done because my computer kept just like seizing up. I was like, oh, come on, you're making me carry a lot here, pal. So in the end, I really liked it. I thought it was good. Oh man, thank you so much, Lucas. That's really nice. I like that. Yeah, that's why, honestly, when I really started conceiving what I wanted to do, I wanted to make something that could be visual, but also I wouldn't have to double up the work to put on Spotify. Something where I could do a video about whatever it is, overthinking literally everything. And I could take that and create something that sounded good, that's had, some transitions, but didn't get too bogged down. I hear a lot of podcasts and the music's overpowering, or it's the music's like the music they always use, but which is fine. I like consistency. I use the same music, but it's like, it's got to be something that's like, I wanted something that was a little bit vibey. You know what I mean? I'm talking about some heavy stuff. So I wanted something that's just a little bit funky, kind of groovish, that makes it kind of a pleasant thing. Plus, some people are visual, so you've got the visual, but it's not too flashy of a visual that you've got to keep up with it. I don't know. I've got bigger and better things planned for future projects, but I just can't buy a new computer this year. It doesn't serve me any purpose on my taxes. I have to wait till next year. It all restarts. Yeah. Appreciate that. How many religions did I include? I really just what I did was I compared I'm comparing the basic tenets of all the religions that you can think of, like not all of them, but the major ones. Christianity, which includes Catholicism and Judaism too. Which if you're talking about the Ten Commandments, you're Judaism and Christianity. If you're talking about like Hinduism and Islam, you're talking about just various other different religions and spiritualities and philosophies. Wicca, for example, has tenets that are very, very similar to a lot of the others. So I'm looking at all of these religions, the major ones, that have these sort of rules that they try to follow or what have you. And I try to bring about that we're all the same. We may call it something different, right? But we know it's green because we've been told it's green. But if one day you meet somebody and you're like, green, what island are you from, man? Everyone else calls that blue. And you're like, no, that's green. I know it's green. My grandfather taught me my colors, right? And it's just, but it doesn't have to be green. It could be anything. You know what I mean? I hate baked beans. Can I just tell you that I don't like baked beans at all? I know I'm hardly Southern. I don't like baked beans hardly. Ugh, God, they just canned baked beans. Ugh. But when I found barbecue baked beans, things changed. Now I know it's just like baked beans and barbecue sauce, but it's different. It's different. So I can't say that I hate baked beans, right? First of all, I don't hate baked beans. I'm not waging any kind of war against baked beans. I don't want to eradicate baked beans off the planet. I don't want you not to be able to eat baked beans. I just don't fancy the texture and taste in my mouth. I have actually just explained conservative homophobia. Bygones. Barbecue baked beans. Oh my God. Oh, because here's the thing. Josh Brandon likes beans, right? The legume family is not something I'm like, against at all, but barbecue baked beans changed for me. It changed barbecue for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, you want to talk about overthinking things? Let's overthink beans. Oh my gosh. I was meh about barbecue for most of my life, right? Because it was saturated with that sauce. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was just not barbecue until I met a man who really knew his meat. Now, I can't help that he's turned out to be a right-wing libertarian wackadoo. Okay. I can't help that. But actually, I can, because he was always a sexist, racist pig. But on the flip side, a pig who makes good barbecue. But what he did to meat was, see, good smoked meat shouldn't need a condiment, and that's all a sauce is. It's just a condiment. So the meat should have the flavor. You know what I mean? But the barbecue baked beans that he made were just, and then I put pork on it. Oh my God, it's changed me. See? I could go my entire life having never found barbecue baked beans. And then I would still say the term, I hate baked beans. I hate baked beans. And then it'd be piss ass all the time. Every time somebody had, hey, let's go to a barbecue. And I'd be like, fuck all. What do I want to go to a barbecue for? I don't like potato salad. I like coleslaw some, but I like coleslaw. I call it cold slaw because it drives my wife nuts. What I do. But I like coleslaw when it's on a barbecue sandwich. You know what I mean? Like, you've got the meat by itself, then the sauce on top of the meat, not mixed in with the meat, and then the coleslaw on top. Hell, you could do a pickle if you want. I don't give a shit at that point. To each their own, or if you're flexible enough to eat your own. But this right here, that's a sandwich. I don't want a bowl of coleslaw. Anyway, I mean, if you don't like those things, you're shit out of luck at a barbecue. Am I right? So this is kind of where where I'm drawing the entire thing of my podcast really is like, if all you think is what you know, all you know is what you think, and you never challenge those things, then you're going to be walking around horribly mad at the world because barbecues suck and everybody in your fucked up culture likes to do barbecues as a default, and you got nothing to eat but potato chips. Potato salad the same way. I mean, it's not that I don't like potato salad. I just don't have much use for potatoes in that application, right? I don't know. There are people who grow up in Carolina and may hate barbecue. Why would they hate barbecue? Because they've got some sort of thing against vinegar. I got a thing against vinegar, right? My mom used to use it as a punishment. Dab it on my tongue when I'd stick my tongue out. So ugh, you know? So people in Carolina, they may just, ugh, I can't stand it. But you give them a little smoky, spicy sweet. Oh, they're in a new world. But if you never leave your hometown, all you're going to get is that vinegar oily crap. Anyway, sorry. Clearly, I revealed what kind of barbecue I like. All. I am not discriminatory when it comes to smoked meats. Oh, audio processing issues. Yeah, I try to put subtitles in. Bernie Sanders' view on 3 people owning more wealth than 50% of the USA. Agreed. I'm just reading comments from the TikTok. Oh yeah. Storage space. People are asking about the videos and stuff like that. Yeah, storage space is hard. I use a cloud service, and the cloud service backs up to the hard drive, which is what I like. But I'm not really great at managing my data, my files and stuff. So I'm good at organizing them, but I had to go in this weekend because everything was running so sluggish, and I had to just reorganize and back up and archive some stuff. So it's all good. Do we think I should cap capitalism? Oh, this is a good conversation. That's a good conversation. Hey, Trouble Cat, more TikTokers. Let's see. I'll get to this. Capping capitalism. I'll get to that. That's a good conversation to have because it does tie in. You know, when you talk about spirituality, gang, when we're talking about the topics that I've been talking about the last few weeks, selling our souls and all that, we're really essentially talking about your conscience, and in capitalism, there is no conscience. And if there is a conscience, there's not success. And that's never more prevalent than in the automotive retail industry. And I'm not knocking it, you know what I mean? I enjoy it. I've still got friends and clients and stuff in that sector. But at the same time, I do recognize that that business requires a level of, and it's not auto sales, it's just what I did. I could have been in insurance, I could have been in any other sales based business for those years. But what I found is that there is a level of dishonesty, inherent dishonesty that comes to capitalism and the free market. And we have to admit that's a corruption. We have no choice but to admit that's a corruption. If we don't admit that's a corruption, then we fool ourselves into thinking that we're above it or it doesn't exist. And by doing that, we open ourselves up to that corruption even more. So the idea behind overthinking everything isn't just to call out some of this behavior and some of this toxicity and some of this corruption. It's to bring to the surface that only by acknowledging it can we bypass it. Only by embracing the fact that it's possible in all of us. It's present in all of us. Some of us, it's more exploitable. My argument is we are all subject to cultism on one level or another. but there's a certain sect of people who are more subject to it. Now, in capitalism, what this does is it makes people set aside in classes. Now, you can be okay with putting people in classes, I think, without really, I mean, it's problematic, but to understand that there is a hierarchy or whatever, social, economic, or what have you. Um, I mean, I do. I'm not knocking anybody who does. I do it. If you hear me when people come in here and they're trying to yuck, and I'm like, no, you need to, if you're going to yuck, you got to bring at least the academic credentials I've got. That's just all I got. You know what I mean? And so I'm already kind of putting people in a hierarchy by that. We all do it, whether we want to or not. But we try not to. We try to strive. Mine is more deliberate in that sense. Because that's how they do everyone else. So anyway, so I don't mind to be the anti-hero or the villain you love to hate. The message is what's important. Not hate the messenger. I give fuck all less, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so but capitalism requires us to surrender a lot of our conscience, a lot of our soul. When you go into buying something, let's just talk about a car. Talk about a car. You've got a trade in, and you've got some cash you want to put down, and you go into the situation. Well, you don't want to tell them exactly how much cash you've got to put down, even though if you went in and said, "Hey, I've got $10,000 to put down and this trade in. Here's the payment. I don't want to go anything over this payment for this term. Here's and my credit's going to be around this. Show me what I can get. Whatever it is." That's a pipe dream that should be. You should be able to do that, but you can't do that because you can't go in and say, "Hey, I got 10 grand down," because that's just dollar signs and Scrooge McDuck. All they see in the background is swimming in the coins, which you can't do because they're all hard and they don't move like that. You just slam down hard on a pile of money and the heart hurts real bad. So you go into it holding that money back. You hold that, well, I'll hit him with the money down once we get into the situation. But here's the thing on it. In this guy's livelihood in our system depends on that car deal. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, we got to protect our money and all that. He's not being honest with me. I can't be honest with him and all that. But what are we saying? I can't be honest with him because if I'm honest with him, so I have to lie. And we don't think about it. We don't think about those little lies. And so what I talk about a lot is trying to get some of the accountability internally. It's not saying everybody has to start their own podcast and confess all their fucking worst character traits. It works for me, but if we don't even acknowledge them to ourselves, how much of hypocrites we are. I mean, doesn't matter how much we're doing, we could always do more. And it shouldn't matter that everybody else isn't doing it. But we don't. I don't. You don't. We don't. Why don't we? I think there's a little defeatist in us all, in that regard. Oh, I got to plug in. Oh, time to plug in. And I'll plug in and check the chat. Sorry, I go on a ramble. Like your first day with your new Josh. If Chris Pratt and Ricky Gervais had a baby, it's you. Oh my gosh, you are fantastic. I adore you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Chris. I'm like if Andy Dwyer became Star Lord. Oh my God, that's great. That's hilarious. Oh, you know what I made? Speaking of home cooked meals, Coley, you know what I did? You know what I did? And Alice, tonight I made um that's exactly you're right, Coley. Some people win, people lose. It's competition. I released that. It's pretty cool when you do. Tonight I made I took chili beans. We had this huge can of chili beans that my wife made some chili with, and then like it's in the fridge, like with this huge can of chili beans. Like we didn't make that much chili, so I took some refried beans, some chili beans, mixed it together, gave it a little punch, right? And then I took tamales, some green chili and cheese tamales, some chicken and red sauce, and I got some red pepper, diced that up, and put in the chicken and let that kind of simmer and cook up a little bit, and then I served the tamales over the beans. So put some cheese, some queso cheese, shredded. I like to find the shredded queso cheese and some cojito cheese and some green onions and salsa verde and a little spicy salsa on. Oh my gosh, it was tasty. It was nice. I like to cook. I like to cook. Garlic cheesy Alfredo rice thing the other night. Ooh, yeah, hello, hello. Chris Pratt would be the parent I used to know. That's funny. Yeah, God, Chris Pratt has been so many people I've known in my life. So many people I'm like, oh my God, you are so handsome and you are so cool and you're just charming and you're funny and I love your jokes and oh my cool. And you want me to come where on Sunday? What am I doing when? Uh, I mean, what time? Because I usually sleep. You want me to just come with you? You don't want me to ask any questions? Just come? What do you mean? You're gonna No, you want me to you want to pick me up. Oh, you don't want me to drive my own car there. No, that's not weird. No, okay. Yeah, I mean you're saying there'll be food served? That's Chris Pratt. That is Chris Pratt, ladies and gentlemen. One man show theater. Yeah, yeah. I liked Chris Pratt. And booger off on people who are like, you don't like him because of his beliefs. No, you're right. We're saying the same thing. I think at some point, because of niceties, we have all just said, oh, well, we can't feel that way. We're not entitled to feel that way. Plugging in, excuse me. Pause. I'm sorry, that has to be loud on your end. But hey, with the tamales, it's going to be loud on everybody's end on this place. I left my own live. Are you fucking kidding me? I swiped too hard. Hello, all. Oh, hello, Josh Brandon VO. Oh, wow. Wow. Huh. That's weird. That's the first time it has not said TikToker. That's nice. Anyway, I got my main account banned, in case you didn't know. So the link is in my bio to appeal that daily, as I have been doing. I don't know why I'm even bothering, to be honest with you. I don't know why I'm bothering to get my main account appealed on TikTok when it's clear TikTok doesn't want me on the platform at all. And it's clear that even if I get the account back, I'm just going to be in this repeated cycle of having to threaten legal action. Like I'm literally going to have to sue TikTok. And then let me throw me this. This is really where it gets to, and this is what they count on. If I sue TikTok, then I have to hire a lawyer. I have to pay the retainer. Now, I would win my court costs. I've seen class action suits. Anyway, my point is, I don't want to sit here and have to hire a lawyer because that kind of lawyer is not $2,500 retainer. That kind of lawyer is like 12 grand retainer. But that's what they count on. That's what they count on. We don't have the resources that our enemies have. But we have our wits. Finding faith. Deconstructing a culture of cultism. That is the hardest thing about this, is that I started this damn podcast because it was in my head and I wanted to create it, but I didn't give any fucking thought to keywords. I didn't give any thought to how I would describe this in a word, you know what I mean? And all the stuff that I'm using because this is a narrow subject matter. I mean, I don't mind to say that if you can listen to Overthinking Everything, you're smart. I applaud you. I'm not trying to make it smart. I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm saying that I know for a fact a lot of people I know couldn't digest it. A lot of people I used to know, I would say. And so I mean, I don't know how to make a coloring book version of cerebral critical thinking type stuff, like how did you get to this point to get to this point to get to this point? That's critical thinking, you know. Yeah, if there are no more points in your thought process, surprise, you're probably at the beginning. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird, Coley? Coley asks on TikTok, why haven't you been officially banned? You wouldn't be able to log in if you were banned. That's so sus. I agree. I'm on. Oh. Here's what I'll do. This is where I'm at. I'll just pop out of the live. This is where I'm at. That's what I say. I don't think you can see that really well, but I'll show it to you, YouTube, in a minute. But every video I've had, everything, community guidelines violation, everything. I mean, it goes all the way back. I won't go all the way back, but all the way back. Community guidelines. I don't think I can. Yeah, I have to adjust my focus. But either way, it's dead. It's a blank account, but it says Josh Brandon VO, which is something. I could technically go live from that account, but you know what I mean? Like, if I don't show up as anything, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop in live on that one. Somebody do me a favor, pop out of that and go to that live and just get out of it and tell me what it shows up as. Tell me if I show up as Josh Brandon or if it's TikTok or something anonymous. We're doing a little bit of TikTok espionage stuff here. We're looking into some stuff. Oh, I'm doing a little TikTok. I'm sorry. I'm on 3 different things. I'm on my main account, which is banned, and you can get. I can't do anything about that. But if you go to my backup, Josh Brandon VO 2.0, the link to appeal that is in my bio. I would appreciate that. Thank you. That would be really nice. And then I'm on TikTok on my backup right here, Josh Brandon VO 2.0. And then I'm on YouTube live here, Josh Brandon Media. It's the Overthinking Everything after party Q&A session. I show up as TikToker. Well, technically, I show up as TikToker. Apropos. I can't make that joke here. This is confusing and giving me a headache. Go back there. Now I've got 5 people here now, 4 people here now, and then there's YouTube. I'll just do dueling. I'll just do this until I get dizzy. It's all good. It's all good, gang. I'm just trying to test things out because my main account here is banned. Throw me some likes, Coley. I mean, I'm not begging for likes. I'm just saying I want to see if that works. Hey, it's Rick. It's Rick joined. Hey, Rick. What's up, y'all? This is fun too. I don't even know if you could find me on there. I'm trying to see if anybody. The thing what I want to know is if I get likes on that account. I don't know. I haven't really been on here since I got banned. So just checking it out. My main account's banned, but I can go live as TikToker. What do you do if TikTok threatens an account with a restriction? You can hire a lawyer like I had to, but however that works. Oh, hey, Marley. Marley, I'm on TikTok on my main. I'm on TikTok on my backup. Cancel. No, I want to stay in this live. Quit. I just want to do this. Thank you. Hey, Methos. So I'm on my main account over here. I'm on my backup account here. My backup's basically my main, I guess, now. And then I'm on YouTube over here. So it's just madness, I tell you. But I'm trying different things because I have to. I've got to get in the swing of all kinds of things and talking to multiple audiences. So what do you do if TikTok threatens an account with a restriction? Well, what can you do? It's TikTok's platform. They're telling you you're being a bad boy. So what are you going to do? Are you going to stay on the platform? You're going to leave the platform. So that's why I'm on YouTube more, because YouTube's a little more forgiving than TikTok. Now, I can't help that. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you got to do, you got to do. But Elric in the other chat here says, what do you do if TikTok threatens an account with a restriction? So, I mean, you can appeal it. Go to my backup account. The emails and stuff, or the link to appeal stuff is there. You can help me appeal my main account. I think the thing is, though, like I said before, it's just going to keep getting banned because, you know, there's not a system on social media on this app, on TikTok. There is on YouTube. YouTube's actually shown to be quite forgiving of such things. There are bots and trolls, but it's a different dynamic completely. Unfortunately, most of my YouTube audience is men, male trolls. Here's the fun thing about YouTube, as I discovered, was when I went into my analytics, my YouTube audience that watches my content also watches Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens. God damn it. Are you serious? Like, why in the world am I sharing any kind of space with these people? It's because I've uploaded all my TikToks to YouTube, and TikTok, I don't haven't put any kind of keywords. So they're just grabbing the titles and the stuff that they can hear, like anyway. So yeah, it's getting a bunch of troll stuff. So now I've got to, anyway. Yeah. Social media. So what do you do? What do you do? You appeal it. You just try to appeal it. You try to. You got in trouble with no videos? What kind of freaking comments did you leave, man? For real. Okay, I have 3 likes. That's awesome. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. So I can get likes on this account. That's cool. That's cool. I dig that. I'm glad to know. Thank you for the likes. I got likes on the main account, gang. That means something. So all my videos, every video, community guidelines violation. Can't edit my profile. I show up as TikToker, but I can go live. I can't. Can I? I don't think I can comment. I don't think I can. Oh, someone in the other chat said, "Did you know that Little Bo Peep lost her sheep?" And I know many things like that. Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet, eating her curds and stew. Along came a spider and sat down beside her. She ate that fucker too. You just sent a message to my main account with no issues. Well, I'm going to try to be more on. No, stop. I'm not going to try to be a moron. I'm going to try to be on live more. Yes, I agree. I agree, Methos. Less than patient with comments. Thank you. Thank you. Little Willie played on the railroad tracks. The train brakes gave a squeal. The engineer got out and picked up a stick and scraped Willie off the wheel. Where else? Curious. It's interesting. I am curious about my my account status. I've been appealing it daily, almost every day for seems like a month. But no, it has been because I got banned the week before I went to New York. So it's been about 3 weeks now. 3 weeks. Mm. It's pointless. Silly app. It is nice to have some conversation and stuff. Oh gosh. Oh, I miss Tom's lives all the time. I just don't get on here. I just don't get on here. You still owe 80K after paying almost 20 years on the 100K you borrowed. Yeah. Yeah, we're broken. We're broken for sure. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter, you know? Imagine just being in a constant debt cycle. Well, welcome. We're having a good time. Are you having a good time? I'm having a good time. They're having a good time. They're having a great time. It's the way we're having it. I'm going to be on for about another 15 minutes. Then I'm going to get some rest. The idea, I think, is try to be on more but less. You know what I mean? I just got to figure that out with my life and my time, and I got to be on YouTube more. So I am going to say subscribe to my YouTube because I'm gonna be doing a lot more um, custom content for YouTube. I'll put some of that on here to sort of, you know, but there's just a lot more I can do on YouTube than I can do here. That's all there is to it. I can do a video on YouTube and I'm not going to get dinged. The worst thing that's going to happen is that they say, nah, we're not going to put ads on this. Okay, cool, fine. You know, I mean, if I did a parody song, you wouldn't put ads on it either. So, you know what the fuck ever. But I don't do it for the money. I just do it not to get banned. So, um, and I'll be doing a merch store as well. I'm going to do my trigger masks, but of course I probably won't do as much of the masks, but I'll be doing t-shirts and stuff like that too with some catchphrase type stuff from the show and stuff like that. It's really neat stuff that I'm looking at. So, you know, whatever. If you got the balls to wear it out in public, kudos, congratulations. I don't expect many people will. That's fine. So, and a guy tell me today, he's like, I love what you do and I applaud your courage. I'm like, oh God, that's not courage. Courage is something different. This is pure self-destruction. This is pure disregard for my safety. Yeah, I'm never getting clear of medical debt. Yeah. I just don't even like, it's not even a thing anymore for me. You know, between me and my kid and everything, it's there. It's there. I'm just not interested in, it's not debt I'm interested in because it's not real debt. It's not real debt. It's money that was stolen from me. That should be granted. I've said for years, my wife got really frustrated when she got with me because my credit was wrecked. But my credit was wrecked because I was having to fight a custody battle, and I had to make prioritizations. You know, can I pay this? No, because I got to pay a lawyer. Lawyer's more important. Lawyer gets me my kid. This fuck all, sue me. You know what I mean? So, um, and she got really like cross because a lot of my stuff was medical debt. I'm like, I'm not paying that shit. uh, I mean, it literally goes against my beliefs religiously. That okay, that's cool. And the difference is, I do believe professionals should be compensated very well for what they do. Experts absolutely should be compensated in a reasonable society, but that should not fall on the poor, right? For necessities. And that's been at the core of our argument for a very long time in this country, is who bears the burden of taxation, who bears the burden of the poor. But that's been the tricky part, because before, it's easy to say the poor, but we're all poor. And we're all poor because, of course, the pyramid scheme of trickle-down economics and Citizens United and everything else. So, the tax breaks you get, it's $10,000 in student loans, whoop-de-fucking-do. You know what I mean? Like you're literally doing this. I mean, that's fine, but $10,000. Well, fucking congratulations. I still got payments coming up that I can't make. $10,000, whoop-de-fucking-do. I shouldn't have the student debt that I have. Now, I'm not saying I shouldn't have any student debt. I'm saying I shouldn't have $35,000 in student debt. I think that's fucking reasonable. You know what I mean? And the loans and all the stuff that they give you are predatory. They give you more money than you can pay back in a lot of times. Let me give you an example. This is not a student loan. This is just an example of how fucked we all are. We were going to refinance our house, and I'm going to use much bigger numbers because it's none of your fucking business how much my house is worth. But we went and looked into possible refinancing because I know we've got equity in the house, and the housing market was what it was. And so let's say that we bought this house for $200,000, right? And we bought the house for $200,000. We paid down on it. We owe, let's say $150,000 today or whatever. And, the mortgage doesn't kill us. It's, fine. But, we got some equity. And let's say that this house in this market as is 250. And that's the high end, I would say, right? You know what I'm saying? Like in those numbers, I'm trying to think of like correlations, just putting in like different terms, but you know what I mean? Like that's, but it's a big house, but it's in suburban South. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a nice house, but it's not big, but it's, whatever. When we went to refinance, I asked the guy, I said, what are our options? And he said, well, you could probably with your credit, probably get it about 80% of the value of the home. And I said, 80%? 80% of the value of my home. And he told me, he said, what is your home appraised for? And I said, well, that's the thing. Right now, my home appraises for something out the ass because it shouldn't appraise that high. And so so basically it was like 340 some odd, basically $350,000, say $350,000. And he said you can get 80% of that. And he said, so basically after the costs and fees and everything, you're basically looking at about, 300, just over $300,000. And I said, so let me get this straight. I can get over $300,000. That's the, in money back. He said, no, you've got to pay off the other mortgage. I mean, the other loan. I'm like, well, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, but then that loan is paid off. but I still don't own my house, but I still have $150,000. That sounds really good, gang. That sounds like a deal I couldn't pass up. Except critical thinking takes you to the next level that a lot of motherfuckers haven't done. And that's why there's going to be a big housing bust here very soon. Is that means that I'm going to owe $300,000 on a house that in about a year or 6 months is going to be worth $125,000. Because this market can't sustain itself and it's already not sustaining itself and it's already slipping. That's the housing market. That ain't Biden's economy. That was an inflated fucking bubble that was due to bust. And when you take into consideration some of the other stuff in the housing markets around the world, i.e., China, we don't really talk about because TikTok already hates me. But oh wait, never mind. I can talk about China on this account because this account's already banned. Excuse me, please. Talk amongst yourselves, YouTube and back up TikTok. The Chinese housing market is on the verge because, well, corruptions and scandals and everything that Chinese communism is. But the main thing that you need to know is that mortgage holdings companies that are global in scope, like your Chinese mortgage holdings companies, those are on the verge of a bankruptcy that could collapse the global housing market. Now, this is a secret I can only tell you three people because five people now you're here for this, four people that are here for the secret. Nobody else gets to know this because I can't talk about it on the backup. If I talk about it on the backup, I'm afraid they'll further ban me because I'm talking about China, and TikTok, while owned by ByteDance, is technically Chinese in parent. So when that Chinese housing bubble explodes, implodes, and everything does, those foreign mortgage holdings companies will then start calling in debt, trying to cover their respective asses. Now, here's where this gets fascinatingly interesting, okay, is that most people who are selling their house today are selling their houses to companies, not to people. I'm sorry, give me just one more minute. These companies are buying up our houses. These many times global companies, mortgage holdings companies, are holding the notes on these homes and condominiums and whatnots, such that trying to turn us into a rent-based economy, which if you don't know about, I can't explain in the 3 or 5 minutes I've got left here. Got to set boundaries and whatnot for myself. But the housing market is going to fucking implode. And when it does, everyone who has borrowed all of that money on their homes or sold their homes that made all that money and then bought these homes in this market, and then those homes are going to in their value back lower down to where a reasonable market would keep them. That's my prediction. I'm not an economist. Maybe somebody else might say otherwise. But when I look at what could happen and the ripple effects of what could happen in China, what looks like it's going to happen, it doesn't look good for us at all. But a lot of that has to do with a lot of the horrible atrocities. I mean, when you have a society, a group of people, a government that commits genocide against their own people, as China does, I can only talk about that here. I can't talk about that. I am almost done. Would you please just talk amongst yourselves, for Christ's sake? Give me a moment. Fuck. Anyway, they're getting restless and they have every right to. So I'm going to get back to my backup real quick and just think about that. Everybody who did that. Hello, bruh. How are you? This guy always has a pajama. This is not pajamas. This is a shirt. Freaking kidding me. Can you under the desk? Because there's definitely pajamas on under the desk. I'm not supposed to have my Lolo cam on. Anyway, what were we saying? Oh, the block button. Yeah, they get twitchy. They get twitchy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eat and mod. Are we having moderators? William Shakespeare got muted. Was he at least poetic about it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some laws in place to keep the bubble. You can try to keep the bubble from exploding and imploding, but I guarantee you, it's heading there. It's really heading there, and I don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm back. Yes, I apologize. I told you. Oh, he's here too. He went to the other live, gang. He was muted here and he came to the other live. Let's see what trollatry he pots here. Oh, I'm not a mod here. You are too. Aren't you? Yeah, you're a mod. Yeah, you're a mod. Oh, who will we run in 29-24? I can see the future, but I can't see that far in the future. And if I told you why I can't see that far in the future, that would be some major fucking spoilers. And I can't give that because that would cause a ripple effect that would go exponentially poorly for all of humanity. Just trust me when I say you're just asking a question you can't answer. I can't answer. You don't want to know the answer to who would be running in 29-24. I try to freak with their minds. I try to. I try. I try. Oh my gosh, Mythos, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling better. I love this. This is the most fun I've had in a long time. It's like dueling lives. It's like live roulette. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know how the hell I'm going to pull any content from this because all the good stuff's going to be talking over here or here, you know? Oh, I can pull it from here or here, whatever. Yeah, 29-24, man. 29-24. Not a good year for anybody. Well, it won't be a year for anybody. I mean, it's so far in the future. We got time to. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. What would the audio loop be like? I'm getting out of here, right? 10 o'clock was what I said. So we're gonna see what we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. I just invited myself. Guys, I'm gonna I have to turn this down. Okay. Is that bad? No, I can fix that. I absolutely can fix that. How's that? So now I'm here. Oh, that's terrible. I have to go. I have to go. Bye. This is bad for me too. All right, I'm out. Thanks everybody. I appreciate y'all for being here. God, that's gonna be blah, 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 blah. I don't deal well with that. It's like when you roll the back windows down in your car. You know what I mean? It's like blah, 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 blah. It's like that. Oh, I can't stand it. Thank you everybody on YouTube. I appreciate you all being here. Listen, Overthinking Everything, Deconstructing a Culture of Cultism. It's going to be coming back next Monday night. Catch up on previous episodes. You got 14 of them to catch up on if you haven't already. 15 now. And then Monday next week, we're going to be talking about all the major religions in the world, their basic tenets and what they believe and how we're all similar. As I take divine, redefined, as I deconstruct a culture of cultism, overthinking everything. Everybody not on YouTube, everywhere podcasts are found. Thank you so much, YouTube. And we'll be back later on in the week as soon as I figure out what my schedule will be. All right. Thank you so much. And you guys, all you all, thank you so much for you all too. I appreciate you all being